Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on such a late hour. My name is Patrick Smith, and I'm the Director of Marketing here at Universal Processing. So, as you know, this evening's program is brought to you by the Community Navigator Pilot Program. This program was created by the SBA in an effort to connect socially disadvantaged small businesses to resources that will help them grow and improve. The SBA enlisted the help of 8 national hubs to aid marginalized small business owners, and the U.S. Asian American Chamber of Commerce, U.S. PAC, was selected. The U.S. PAC chose Universal Processing as a national spoke. We are promoting the CNPP within our community and directly helping small business owners by providing free webinars like this evening on essential business education. We also offer free business consulting, help with loans, grants, applications, and much more. So this evening's topic is time management for small business. So this evening we have agenda, ground rules, and introduction. So the objectives for this evening: after completing this training, you'll be able to explain the concepts of time management and why it is so important to you as a small business owner. We're going to explain some common employed time management practices, including the Pareto analysis, the ABC method, the Eisenhower method, and the POSEC method. So what do you know? What do you know, or what do you want to learn about time management? Time management is really quite simple. You systematically prioritize tasks and competing demands to complete the most important task within a certain amount of time. The goal is to reduce distractions so that more tasks and demands are completed. So the importance of time management for a small business is that you realize that poor time management can cost you money. You need to maximize the number of hours that you have in a workday. And you need to work smarter, not harder, within the time constraints of a workday. So realizing how many tasks that you have for a small business owner, how many interruptions you have in a given day. So the benefits of time management for a small business: it will allow your business to equal more income. You'll be more focused, you're more organized, you'll have less stress, and that all will give you more time for family and friends. So here's discussion point 1, benefits of time management. So we'll take a pause here. Describe how you could benefit from using time management. That you need to create a time management plan, a written guide of prioritized tasks to complete on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis that will achieve your written goals. So here's a sample time management plan. Here's the goal. I will generate a minimum of $6,000 in sales every month, starting the month after March. So what are the key elements for time management plan? You have to clearly define your written goals, detail the list of tasks. We need to prioritize the tasks, list of important ongoing business functions, and do built-in flexibility. So when we said key element 1, clearly define written goals. So you have to take your goals and figure out, is this a short term? Short term could be 30, 60, or 90 days. Most people view in business a short-term goal as being quarterly. Midterm can be 12 months, and long-term is 2 to 5 years. So the key element too is the detailed list of tasks. So what needs to be done for you to reach that $6,000 in sales? Who needs to do it? Is this something that you're going to do on your own? Or is this something that would be delegated to another business partner or to employees? When are each of these tasks due? You have to set a specific deadline for the task. This holds yourself accountable and your employees. Where is it being done or being delivered? And are there any other details? So now we're in key element 3. You have to prioritize of the tasks. So you need to assign a priority level to every task under each step. Then you rearrange that task in the order of priority, and then you have to allocate ample time to complete the most critical task first. So key element number 4. Need to list the important ongoing business functions. So those could include your task list, time to, so that's pay bills, invoice your clients, review correspondence, and make bank deposits. These are just examples. Your business might be completely different to the tasks and the list items for them. Key element number 5. You have to have built-in flexibility. You understand as a business owner that you come in the morning and your best laid plans could be upset very quickly. You could have a late delivery. The delivery could not come at all. You might have to go pick up that delivery. What was delivered was spoiled if you're a restaurant. So when assigning an estimated amount of time to complete each task, you have to be sure to allow time to address the opportunities and issues as they arise. Also allow extra time for critical tasks if needed. You have to allow time for interruptions, and you have to allow time for breaks. Breaks would mean spending time maybe with your family or just having a mental break, allowing time for interruptions. You might have a customer or a client that is going to require more time that wasn't planned for. So now you have to take these goals and you have to write them SMART. So SMART goals stands for, S is for specific. So the goal has to be that you're laying out has to be very specific and detailed. Then you have to understand, M is for measurable. How am I going to measure this goal? Then you have to say, is it attainable? Then when you're listing the SMART goals, is it relevant? And then T, time bound, which you're giving a time frame for this to be completed. So discussion point number 2, SMART goals. So right now, we're going to give you a few minutes. Write one of your business goals using the SMART format. So go back to this slide. So think of your SMART goal for you as an individual following this format. So here's an example of a SMART goal. I will move my business from my home office space in less than 4 months from today. I will design 2 training programs for clients that's starting in January. I will hire a web designer. I will have our new website operational by the end of the month. This month, I will research the benefits of leasing a copier versus buying a copier and the time for when the current lease is up in 52 days. So examples of goals that do not follow the SMART format. I will get some new clients. I will increase my sales this year. I'm going to write a marketing plan. I'm going to pay off my credit card and get out of debt. So you have to identify, test, and fine-tune your written goals with the SMART format. So now using SMART goals, let's write the steps and tasks to identify. So that is who, what, when, where, and why. So here's discussion point number 3, task developed with SMART goals. So let's look at the SMART goal that you wrote for your business. Write the steps and tasks needed to achieve your goal. Again, I'll give you guys a few minutes for this. So now we're going to go on to Pareto analysis. With this, it's 20% of task or a person's efforts will produce 80% of the results. So small business owners are usually juggling many priorities and responsibilities. The key element to making your time management plan work effectively is to prioritize your tasks. Your task will range in importance from being extremely critical to success to something that would be nice to have done, to an action that would not matter much even if the action never got done. So this principle upon which Pareto analysis is based, it's often referred to as the 80-20 rule, which states that 20% of a person's effort will produce 80% of the results. For example, if your goal is $100,000 in sales, 20% of your effort towards this goal will result in $80,000 sales. The remaining 80% of what you'll do will only result in the remaining 20,000. So use Pareto's analysis to prioritize your time on tasks that produce the best overall results. Small business owners need to understand this principle because they are usually juggling many priorities. So the next method that we're going to cover is ABC method. Another common method for prioritizing your task is the ABC method, which ranks each task with a letter A, B, or C. The most important tasks on your time management plan are given the letter A. Less important tasks, the letter B, and then the least important are given letter C. Once each task is assigned a letter, the subtasks for each task, A, B, and C, are further prioritized. So you give them numbers 1, 2, and 3. So you can have a task identified as A1 is completed before you move on to task A2, which is completed before task B1, and so on through all the tasks. The ABC method can also be combined with the Pareto analysis. Prioritizing tasks with the ABC method is not the same progress you go through to make your time management plan. Do not confuse the ABC method of prioritizing with the process of breaking goals into steps and tasks. So if you see here on the screen, to-do list was meet with client, which we assigned that as A is most important. B, call the accountant. C, write quarterly goals. D, record sales. So if I break down that to-do list, is A1, meet with John. John is a client. A2, meet with Sue. Sue is a client. A3, meet with Mark. Mark is a client. Then I go into my call accountant, write quarterly goals and records of sales. So the next method is the Eisenhower method. Eisenhower method is named after President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who said what is important is seldom urgent and what is urgent is seldom important. To use the Eisenhower method, take the task created from your goals along with your ongoing business operational needs and sort them into 4 categories. Urgent and important. Do these tasks immediately. Number 2, important but not urgent. Put these tasks on your calendar for a later time. Number 3, urgent but not important. Delegate these tasks to someone or assign the task to the lowest priority. Not important and not urgent. These tasks may never get done because tasks in the other 3 categories will take priority. The Eisenhower method may work well for a small business owner who is already a highly organized planner because the method does not prioritize tasks to the level of detail as the Pareto analysis or the ABC method. So the next method that we're going to cover is the POSEC method. This is prioritize, organizing, streamlining, economizing, and contributing. The prioritize by organization, streamline, economizing, and contributing POSEC method assumes that to accomplish a goal, attention must be focused on daily responsibilities. Starting with prioritize, you move through each compound of the POSEC method. The details of the POSEC method of time management are: prioritize, arrange your task in an order of importance based on your goal and available amount of time. Organize, provide a structure for your most basic tasks, especially those that are performed on a daily basis. Streamline, simplify nuance of the tasks, such as those tasks that are required for operations, but your least preferred task. Economize, achieve those things that would like to do, but fall low on your list to prioritize. Contribute, occurs when tasks are completed and you're able to give back to society or those who are in need of your help. Once you have a list of your prioritized tasks, you're ready to create a daily time management plan. Each day you'll be working towards accomplishing your goals. So for the next work week, list the tasks that you need to be completed each day to create a 5-day time management plan. List the task in priority order for each day. These tasks will give you the greatest return towards your goal. Recall that there are many important ongoing business functions that are not directly related to a goal and would not be in your prioritized task list, but should be included in the list. Select a tool planning for your daily and weekly time. Example tools include organizers, day planners, mobile devices, software applications, spreadsheets. Here's a sample template for a day planner. So here's a closer look at allocating time in your time management plan. Here are tips for prioritizing your tasks. Know the number of hours in your workday. Allocate only 75% of the available work hours. So working your plan. Tips for prioritizing your tasks. Oh, sorry, we already covered that. Another thing that's often overlooked is assigning tasks and delegating roles and responsibilities. You have to look at your human resources and decide who else can do one or more of the tasks in this week's plan. Am I the only person who can do this? The biggest mistake that a lot of business owners make is that they realize that, oh, it'll take me too long to teach somebody to do this. But the thing is, if you can invest some time to delegate and teach somebody to take it over, it's only a one-time investment. And then as that person takes over those roles and responsibilities, this is going to give you more time. So discussion point number 4, it's task delegation. To whom can you delegate the task to? So reviewing and updating your time management plan. So you should break that down to daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So you have some common distractions, obstacles, and solutions. Distractions can be caused in many ways. For example, a big distraction faced by many is being interrupted by others, whether it's someone dropping by without an appointment, a telephone call, or even a scheduled meeting. Think about how many times you are interrupted, how much time you spend on those interruptions. Probably the biggest one in 2023 is, getting texts on your phone. You may want to track interruptions to determine how to better manage them. You may need to allocate more time in your daily time management plan for interruptions. Some of the things that you can do is certain hours of the day, purposely shut off your phone or at least shut off notifications. So here are some possible solutions for handling a distraction. Ask a person who is interrupting to explain what he or she needs, give people an immediate response, or tell them that you will have to respond later as they see you writing down their questions. For people who regularly stop by your office and stand up when they come in and walk them out, pick a logical destination such as the restroom, the water cooler, or the door. Do not let them sit down or lean on something so as to allow them to take a position in your work area. When phone calls come at the wrong time, let callers know that you only have 1 or 2 minutes because you're in the middle of something. Answer their questions within the imposed 2 minutes or politely cut the call short by asking if they could call back. Have a written agenda for all your meetings. Ensure that 25% of your workday is not allocated and can be used for important distractions. So make certain that the average time you spent on distractions does not exceed the time allocated. If you can identify a pattern of important interruptions, consider scheduling time for them in your time management plan. So I know that some of the examples here that we discussed more to do with the office, but you can also apply these to your restaurant or to your store. Email is a vital part of most small businesses. However, the use of email can be distracting. Some people schedule 2 or 3 times each day to check and reply to email so they can focus on other tasks the rest of the day. Text messages also fall under this. There are many ways a work environment can be distraction. Examples include work environment where they're cluttered, noisy, and either too hot or too cold. Here are some possible solutions. Keep your work area and files neat and organized. Work with those around you to establish noise guidelines. Keep a sweater or a fan in your work area. Again, I understand if you own a restaurant or if you have a store, this might be difficult, but it might be a good idea to have a separate office space. Strive to remove self-initiated distractions from your workday. Examples of self-initiated distractions may include daydreaming, stopping for snacks, making personal phone calls, surfing the internet, sending personal emails, playing computer games, engaging in other forms of procrastination. And we all know that the biggest time waster is social media. Consider completing low-level tasks on your time management plan if you need a change of pace. So we have top 4 key points to remember. An effective time management plan has 5 important elements. Remember, clearly defined written goals, detailed lists of tasks, the prioritization of the tasks, the list of important ongoing business functions, and remember to have built-in flexibility. Use written SMART goals with steps and tasks to create clarity of focus. The format should be specific. The goal states exactly what is to be done. Remember, we said the example that we wanted $6,000 in sales per month. Measurable, the point at which you know you completed the goal, which would be you did $6,000 in sales. Attainable, you already have or have the ability to get the resources needed to complete that goal. You either have the salespeople, you have, a large enough group of customers, you have the resources to get that goal. Relevant, what have you stated you will accomplish is within true realm of possibility. If your current sales are $600 and you think that the following 2 months you're going to bring it up to 6,000, that's not a realistic. Time bound, the completion date or time frame for achieving your goal. 4 ways to prioritize tasks for writing your time management plan are, remember, we talked about the Pareto analysis, ABC method, the Eisenhower method, the POSEC method. So update your time management plan daily and weekly to what was accomplished and not accomplished. So we've covered a lot of information today about the time management. So what final questions do you have? What would you like to share? One thing that you learned from training? So you've do I conclude it? So we have a question from one of the merchants. What do you do when you have a lot of high priority tasks all due around the same week? You have to choose one of the methods that we had covered to prioritize, because not all tasks are going to be high priority. So you have to determine, what truly is a high priority. Obviously, if you're a small merchant, the high priority for you is probably going to be in and around sales. It's going to be in and around employees. Anything that has to do in and around finance or taxation, those are probably going to be true high priority. What you do when you feel overwhelmed. This can happen to the best of us, especially in today's day and age where you're constantly bombarded. Attention span. I recommend, which we had mentioned, is that you should take a break. Taking a break means spending time with family and friends. There's been numerous scientific studies that prove that when you actually do take a break for an extended period of time, when you come back to the task that you're working on, you're actually more productive. So they tell people that you shouldn't eat lunch at your desk. They tell you that to actually go out of the office or go out of the store and grab lunch and come back, and you'll actually be more productive. I personally meditate and I do yoga. I know that isn't for everyone. Exercise, going to the gym, this can all help you relieve stress. And then again, go back to your written formal plan that you have in achieving your goals. That is always a difficult one for an entrepreneur. A lot of entrepreneurs will tell you that it's very, very difficult. I know that people in the restaurant industry, they're working up to like 18 hours. So it's a very, very difficult, but you can save yourself time and productivity if you stick to a proper time management. A lot of people don't realize that this would be different for restaurant workers and for merchants, but they say that the average office worker in a 24-hour period actually wastes up to, they have 3 hours per day in a 24-hour period that's not accountable. So again, you have to try to do the best that you can, and remember that health and family are very, very important for a work-life balance. management skills. Help my employees with it. I would introduce any one of the methods that we covered today. Probably what you can do, or what I do with my team, is that I sit down with them. I allow them to choose a method that they think is best for their how they like to work, and then we go through it and we create it together, and then make sure that they're following it on a daily and weekly basis. And we're updating our short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. So with employees, it can be career path and their day-to-day tasks, and it helps them prioritize. This is probably the best thing you can do for new employees, as opposed to more mature. Okay, I don't think we have any more questions this evening. So I want to thank all of you that have joined. We have shared the participation guide. This presentation will also be recorded and it will be uploaded on YouTube. Again, if you have any other questions, you can always contact Universal Processing. We can be reached at cnpp@uprocessing.com. You can reach us at 212-835-2485. And again, if you want to learn more, it's on our website at https://www.uprocessing.com, Community Navigator. Thank you again and have a good evening.